Welcome to Marysville Pilchuck High School volleyball fans for the District 1 2016 4A Volleyball Tournament Championship match between the Lake Stevens Vikings and Monroe Bearcats. I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com. I'm here alongside our producer, Todd Elvig. We've got a good one for you tonight. I've got a feeling somebody's going to state at the end of this match. Lake Stevens won both conference matches against Monroe. Last week it was by the slimmest of margins, 15-12 in the fifth set. The Bearcats are set on revenge tonight. So Lake Stevens, undefeated on the regular season in conference play. Monroe, 3 losses on the season, 2 of them to Lake Stevens, both in very close fashion. The Monroe Bearcats did beat the Lake Stevens Vikings in the Bearcat Invitational. Taking a look on the other court, we've got multiple matches going on. Loser-out match on the other side between Kamiak and Glacier Peak, going to a 5th set. The winner of that one will take on Jackson, who defeated Mount Vernon earlier in the night. We had that one for you here on STSPN.com. You can check out the archive broadcast. Check out all the archive broadcasts, actually, that we've done this year on STSPN.com. I highly recommend Lake Stevens Monroe. Let's see, Kamiak Lake Stevens was a fantastic match. We had a really good Glacier Peak performance against Jackson. There's one other that we took to 5 that is escaping me. It was at Jackson. Can't remember who they were playing, but it was a great match. I believe it was Kamiak. I think it was the last Kamiak-Jackson match, went to 5. So some phenomenal broadcasts this year. Huge shout out to STSPN.com for making all of this possible. Tonight's match is brought to you with financial support from Uprising Volleyball Academy. That's right, we've got 1 hard court, 1 beach court in Mukilteo, Washington. The courts are built. We're open. We're ready to play. Check us out, uprisingvolleyball.com. Get us on Facebook and Instagram. Search for Uprising Volleyball. We've got details coming out over the course of the next couple weeks about how all our programs work. We've got beach indoor hybrid teams, tryouts for the U15 and U16 division happening on Saturday, November 13th. We just added a U15 team to our offering for the hybrid program. Yours truly, Matty Bishop, will be the head coach of that one. We've got a lot of great stuff coming this Sand Pacific as well, and a lot of great stuff coming right here as Lake Stevens and Monroe get ready to battle. Like we said, winner goes to state. This is the district championship right here. Last year it was Monroe and Jackson, and a huge performance out of the Monroe Bearcats that got them into the state championship. This year, Lake Stevens and Monroe, we're looking for a good one tonight. It's going to be Lily Eason at the service line for the Vikings to start us off this evening. She'll be serving to Meredith Teague, Mina Duong, and Alexa Thompson in the serve receive. It's Duong. Tatum McGovern, swing high off the hand. Sierra Pitts gets the touch, and Sierra Pitts with the first kill for the Bearcats. Sophomore setter Tatum McGovern for the Bearcats. We can't say enough good things about that girl. She has been phenomenal this year. Got thrown into the cauldron last year. Had to play a lot as a freshman. Head coach April Munoz reaping the rewards of that this year. Here's Hannah Onsen for the Vikings. Tried to do a little too much with that one. Comes up short on the roll shot. Mina Duong at the service line. Last week in Monroe, Mina went right after Hannah in the serve. These two know each other pretty well. Emily Lubick, good pass for Eason. Fast set outside, Elise Gooding down the line. And McGovern got her hands on it but couldn't pop it up. Nice swing from number 9 for the Vikings. Elise Gooding, senior outside hitter who most likely we'll see play on the right side tonight. Hannah Onsen at the service line. She goes after Meredith Teague, senior outside hitter for the Bearcats. And Teague misfires on that little tip. Again, maybe a little bit of nerves from this championship match. Teams trying to do a little bit too much. Players trying to do a little too much. You want to get a couple good contacts, get into the rhythm. Teague sends that one back into the bleachers. And Onsen with the service ace. Lake Stevens up 3-2 early. We just started set number 5 on the other side between Glacier Peak and Kamiak. No score there. Score now. Lauren Sanders pounds one down. 1-0 for the Grizzlies. Here's Teague, swing over the top, dug by Onsen. Eason pops that one up. Gabby Gunterman, what a dig from Mina Duong. Sierra Pitts can't quite bring it back, and we see the power of the senior outside hitter, Gabby Gunterman, on display right there. We watched her in Monroe last week. She went power early and then started to mix up those shots, really earn points. Onsen finds another service ace off the platform of Meredith Teague. It's not a secret when a team has a big outside hitter, a big hammer, fastest way to take them out of the game is to serve them, make them focus on their passing. It's exactly what Lake Stevens is doing to Meredith Teague here early. Sierra Pitts gets a swing. Monroe wants the touch. None was detected, and the Vikings are on a roll here early in set number 1. This ball right down the middle. Thompson, McGovern runs it down. Teague rolls over the top and out. And that's going to bring an early timeout from April Munoz and the Monroe Bearcats. Lake Stevens fired up early here in this District 1 championship match. Taking a quick peek over on the other side, I'll give you some play-by-play of the Glacier Peak Kamiak. Sierra Pratt at the service line for Peak. Setting them up there, got a 2-1 lead. Lizzie Headland with a swing. Comes back over Glacier Peak, gets a hit out of Maya Watkins. Dig Katie Pedersen. Gilbert picks that ball up. Paisley Johnson, swing in the middle. Lauren Sanders is a beast. She goes right outside of the hands of Lizzie Headland, and Glacier Peak 3. Kamiak 1 in the 5th set, race to 15. You must win by 2. The winner of that one has to turn right around and play Jackson, who dispatched Mount Vernon in 3 sets. Has been done for about an hour now. Sam Gregory for Kamiak, sets for Jacqueline Yonkakowski. Dig from the Grizzlies. Aaliyah Stratton gets a swing out of the back row, just misses. 2-3. Kamiak serving to Glacier Peak. Here's Hannah Onsen serving for the Lake Stevens Vikings. Beautiful pass from Meredith Teague. She's up, swings, dip over the top. Beautiful dig by Lubbock. Gabby Gunterman off the beautiful set from Eason hammers that ball right down the line, and it was the defense of the senior libero Emily Lubick who set that one up. She got a great read on the arm swing of Teague, the diving dig, and Gunterman gets the kill. And again, Onsen going right after Meredith Teague. Another service ace for the Vikings. And Monroe a little bit shell-shocked right now. 9-2 early Vikings lead. And then Onsen misses a much-needed respite side out there for the Bearcats. That's going to bring the senior Sierra Pitts to the service line for Monroe. Onsen, Lubick, and Gunterman in the serve-receive try line for Lake Stevens. It's Gunterman, and that one she can't pop back, gets the angle wrong. Eason can't run it down. That's a service ace for the senior Pitts. Last week we watched these two teams. They can both score points in bunches. The consistency, they both play at a very high level, but that consistency fades in and out a little bit. And just out of play, Lubick wisely lets it go over her shoulder. Didn't miss by more than a couple inches. Quick check on the score on the other side. Glacier Peak 6, Kamiak 2. Kamiak's taking a timeout. Grace Schrodel serves for the Vikings. Tatum McGovern outside for Teague. Dig by Onsen into the ceiling. That's playable. Eason keeps it up. Gunterman sends the ball, and it's judged to have traveled inside of the antenna. Swing in the middle from Sophia Barber. Dig Onsen outside now for Gooding. Up over the top and out. Elise Gooding just misses from the right side. Schrodel checks out. Lubick back in to play defense. Grace Schrodel, sophomore middle for Lake Stevens. Had a good season. Meredith Teague at the service line. That brings Samantha Zimmerman, sophomore outside hitter, number 13, into the front row for the Bearcats. What a serve from Meredith Teague. Hannah Onsen got a couple aces off of her. Meredith Teague took offense to that, went back and just smoked one at her. Teague again. Up, another big swing, this one into the net. There's a fine line between aggressive and too aggressive. You have to keep the other team on their heels. You can't let them just have easy balls off the serve. but you don't want to miss too many. Here's Melissa Stevens into the match to serve and set for Lake Stevens. Megan Mompas with the pass for Monroe. Zimmerman up the block of Anna Socken, and Lily Eason is there. Here's the set to the right side. Eason, she hammers that one, and it's Samantha Zimmerman with the big block up who puts that one back down. Nice job from the sophomore outside for the Bearcats. Sam Zimmerman played middle as a freshman last year. She is a formidable blocker and even more formidable hitter. Serving for Monroe, that's number 12, Tiffany Kuntz into the match. Gabby Gunterman, big back row set. What a swing from Onsen, what a dig from Monpas. Roll shot over the top from Teague. Stevens, outside for Gunterman, who hammers it off the block of McGovern and out of play. Point Lake Stevens. What a swing out of the back row from Hannah Onsen. Gunterman back to serve now. That'll take Onsen to the front row. Eason hitting right side. Melissa Stevens, your setter. Anna Sock, the sophomore, middle for Lake Stevens. Here's McGovern. Fast set, called for a double contact. Probably the right call. So that's a high bar to hold for the officials early here, but that ball did not come out clean. Gunterman with the trickler ace. And Lake Stevens very purposefully going after Meredith Teague here early on. Quick look at the other side. It's 10-2. Glacier Peak over Kamiak in set 5. Lauren Sanders at the service line for the Grizzlies. Meredith Teague flops this one up in the air. Megan Mompas runs it down. Free ball sent by Teague. Dug up by Sock. Stevens outside for Onsen. Delayed and just misses. She double clutched in the air and just let that ball get a little bit behind her, I think, or couldn't quite find that angle. That'll bring McGovern back to the service line for the Bearcats. Tatum McGovern. Key to making this team work. There's Onsen. Perfect pass for Stevens into the seam on the 31, and what a dig by Mina Duong. Free balled over from Zimmerman. Onsen now backside for Eason. Another dig for Duong. The senior libero for Monroe's big early. Pitts off the block of Onsen. Dug up by Lubick. Here's Eason from the other side. Dig McGovern. Run down by Duong. Out of system set. And that's Teague who sends the free ball. Gunterman, Stevens, and Anna Sock a little too tight. Gets into the net on her follow through there. Sophomore might have, she did not play varsity last year, so this is her first big event, big district championship match. No big deal, right? That ball for McGovern just a touch long. Onsen lets it go wide. Glacier Peak is firmly in control. Maya Watkins at the service line now. No, because she's going to check out. They're going to bring in a substitute server, 11-3 Glacier Peak. Emily Lubick at the service line for Lake Stevens. McGovern set outside for Pitts, and it's Lily Eason who gets up. Solo block on that one, stuffs it right back at her. Eason, not the biggest right side blocker you're going to find, but that girl's got springs. She gets up, and more importantly, she penetrates, gets those hands over the other side of the net. Here's Lubick looking for Duong, and it's just over her shoulder and out. Side out for the Bearcats. They've got a big hill to climb here in set 1. Lake Stevens, the Vikings in control. Sam Zimmerman at the service line for Monroe. Meredith Teague to the front row along with Pitts and Madison Pierce, the junior middle for the Bearcats. Zimmerman misfires. Lake Stevens goes back to rotation 1. Melissa Stevens will come out. Elise Gooding comes in to hit right side across the front row. Lily Eason, goodness, will serve and set for the Vikings. Good serve from Eason as she gets the ace. As Pierce didn't want anything to do with it. Alexa Thompson diving across, trying to get that ball up. Couldn't find a nice, intelligent serve from Lily Eason as she finds the hole in the serve receive and exploits it. This time it's Thompson. Perfect pass for McGovern. Outside for Teague, and Lubick got a touch. Couldn't control it. That was a beautiful swing from Meredith Teague. Side out Bearcats. Mina Duong, the libero, senior, accomplished beach volleyball player, accomplished defensive specialist libero for the Monroe Bearcats. She serves right at Onsen. Perfect pass to Elise Gooding. Bumped up off the block. Dig. Duong McGovern outside, Teague hammers that one down. Gunterman got a piece of it but couldn't control it, and Meredith Teague is starting to find her rhythm now, and that's something that the Vikings don't want to see. 13-5, Glacier Peak over Kamiak, make it 14-5, match point for the Grizzlies on the other side. Elise Gooding with the swing right at Duong, beautiful dig. McGovern back set for Pitts, rolled over the top, dig Lubick. Eason, here's Gooding. Gooding through the hands of Barber and Teague and down, and Elise Gooding gets the kill from the right side. You see Eason incorporating her as more and more a part of the offense. Glacier Peak not done yet, Kamiak not done yet, 6-14 over there on the other court. Lexa Thompson, that ball is really tight. Sophia Barber sends over the free ball, picked up by Gooding. Eason has to run it down, out of system set for Gunterman, and she misfires on that one. That'll bring Sierra Pitts back to serve for the Bearcats. Gunterman, perfect pass for Eason, quick behind for Gooding, and what a play! As the tandem comes right to the center, it was Schrodel and Gooding. Grace Schrodel quick in the front, Elise Gooding quick in the back. Lily Eason elevates on the set, quickly goes to Gooding. The block can't read it, she puts it down, and Schrodel to the service line for the Vikings. Duong, McGovern at the 10-foot line. Swing kept up and doubled, and what's the call? Calls a lift. It was a double contact, maybe. Maybe not quite a lift. Good job by Lubick getting under a tough ball coming right at Gunterman's chin for her to handle. Here's Teague. She had that vicious ace. First serve of the match. Second serve was into the net. Here comes that vicious serve again. This time Onsen gets it up. Eason runs it down. Gunterman sends a free ball right at Teague. McGovern outside for Zimmerman. Zimmerman over the top. She misses. And they take away the weapon of Teague's serve by getting the side out. Melissa Stevens back in for Lake Stevens. Glacier Peak is just won set number 5. Their season stays alive. Kamiak has seen their season come to an end here. Melissa Stevens for Megan Mompas. McGovern tip from Barber. Dig Onsen outside for Gunterman. Dig from Duong. Popped up by Stevens. Out of system set. Gunterman sends a free ball. Here's Duong. McGovern, quick outside for Zimmerman, miss hits, dig Stevens, Gunterman, back here's Eason who fires, dig Monpas. McGovern outside for Zimmerman again, off the block of Eason, dug by Stevens. Eason pushes outside, Gabby Gunterman! What a kill! What a rally! Incredible example of high school volleyball right there. Beautiful play on both sides, fantastic defense, and what a terminator. Gabby Gunterman put that ball down quick. Here's out of system set for Mina Duong. Roll over the top, Zimmerman. Here's Stevens. Out for Gunterman again. Roll shot over the top. Nice job by Zimmerman picking that one up. Stevens pushes this one into the seam, and a miscommunication between Stevens and Sock as Stevens was looking for Anna Sock on the 31. Anna came in tight for the 1. And they just misfire on that one. Monroe gets the serve. Tiffany Kuntz checks into the match for the Bearcats. She goes at Hannah Onsen. That ball's up out of system set from Lubick. Gunterman swings out of the back row long. Kuntz will continue to serve. Monroe will continue to work their way back into this one. Kuntz. Senior defensive specialist. There's Stevens for Gunterman from the right side, and that one finds the end line. Gabby Gunterman attacking out of rotation 1, hitting serve receive out of that right side. Cross court, drops that one right down inside the end line. Nice swing from the senior for Lake Stevens. Timeout for Monroe. Timeout here on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back inside Marysville-Pilchuck High School. It has been a frantic pace to the first set here between Lake Stevens and Monroe. Senior Gabby Gunterman at the service line for the Vikings. Monroe Bearcats on their heels here in set number one. Gunterman's serve finds the tape and can't trickle over. That'll bring Tatum McGovern to the service line for Monroe. Sierra Pitts checks back into the front row to hit right side. She takes the place of Megan Monpas. You see Mina Duong trying to get her Bearcats together. McGovern's serve over the head of Onsen, and we have set point here in set number one. Lake Stevens, undefeated in conference play, looking to book their trip to state. They've got a lot of work left to do, but they get a big step closer with set number one. Great swing from the right side, Samantha Zimmerman for the Bearcats. Bearcats are not done yet. Zimmerman comes back to serve. That means Teague comes to the front row. Teague, Pearson, Pitts in the front row for the Bearcats. Your setter McGovern, your libero Duong. Zimmerman will serve and play back row defense. Looks like on the left side of the formation. Lake Stevens just needs to side out to win set number one. Perfect pass from Gunterman to Stevens. There's Eason, and it looked like a touch, but no touch detected. Lake Stevens doesn't really argue that one much. Zimmerman will serve again. Ooh, good serve, good, great pass from Gunterman. And that set a little short. Onsen free balls it over. McGovern back set looking for Pitts. She tips that ball through into the hole in the middle of the court. Monroe staying alive, clawing their way back into this one. You hear me say it all the time. It's 1 point at a time. You can't look at the scoreboard in situations like this. You just have to execute. You just have to do your job right here, right now. Samantha Zimmerman, the sophomore, at the service line. Goes after Gunterman again. Third consecutive perfect pass from Gunterman. Onsen off the hands of Pitts. Dig Duong. Here's Sierra Pitts from the right side. Roll shot over the top. Lake Stevens playing a rotation defense against Pitts to the left side, leaving a big hole in the middle of the court. Monroe exploiting it. Timeout for the Vikings. We'll see if they clean that up here as they take a break. 24-21 going into the end of set number one here. We'll stay right with you since we're coming up on the end of set break anyway. Talk to you a little bit. Hey, so here's the deal. My wife and I invested in an indoor beach and hard court volleyball facility. It's called the Uprising Volleyball Academy, Mukilteo Training Center. It's down in Mukilteo, kind of on the Linwood side, just a few minutes off of I-5. We're going to have beach indoor hybrid teams where you're training one night a week in the sand, one night a week on the hard court, year-round, playing indoor tournaments, beach tournaments through the year. We're also going to have beach-specific programming, year-round academy, and more. Check us out. Follow us on the social media. We're going to be announcing a bunch of programs here over the course of the next 2 weeks. Here we go. Samantha Zimmerman at the service line. 21-24. The Bearcats fighting their way back in this one. Gunterman, her fourth perfect pass in a row. Lily Eason terminates. Set number one goes to the Vikings. It's going to be a good one. I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of the Bearcats yet. We'll be right back in about 2.5 minutes here on STSPN.com. Can you tell how many watchers you have? I don't know if we can see that or not with the live setup.
Yeah, I can in a minute.
He's got some weird liquid nails stuck in my hand. It's like chemical stuff. I don't want it stuck in my hand, but I was taking off the Velcro from the pads at Tucker today, and one of them bit me. Like, it had a little sharp edge, and now it's like stuck in my pinky. Bringing toxins into my precious system. This temple. Only the toxins I allow were allowed. Welcome back. I think we're live. Welcome back. He's letting me, Todd, the producer's letting me push buttons. We're in trouble now. This is STSPN.com. We're here at the District 1 4A Volleyball Championship match. Winner goes to state tonight. Lake Stevens took set number 1, 25-22. The Monroe Bearcats in all black closest to you will be looking to even the score here for set number 2. Lake Stevens undefeated through conference play into the playoffs. The loser of this match is not done. They get an opportunity, a second bite of the apple, so to speak, as they'll get a chance to play against the winner of what is about to happen between Glacier Peak and Jackson on Saturday for a trip to state. We're going to start set number 2 with Meredith Teague at the service line for the Bearcats. That means Samantha Zimmerman, Sierra Pitts, and Sophia Barber in the front row. Tatum McGovern is your setter. Mina Duong is your libero. Teague's first serve to Lubick, tough one to handle. Nice set from Eason. Grace Schroeder with a swing dig by Teague. Barber punches it off the net. McGovern sends it over. Pass, whoa, Elise Gooding. Beautiful dig by McGovern. And Duong and Pitts get tangled up over that ball. Good dig by McGovern. Duong trying to step in and take it. Sierra Pitts was in a good position, and the confusion leads to a point for Lake Stevens. That'll bring Hannah Onsen to the service line. She misfires on her first serve of the second set. Mina Duong, libero for Monroe. We talked about her in the first set. She's part of the heart and soul of this team. Ferocious competitor. Hannah Onsen, Eason, quick one for Gunterman, and she hammers that one down. Pretty sure there's a dent right on that inline. Beautiful set, nice tempo out of Eason. Good swing from Gunterman. Grace Schroeder comes back to the service line for the Vikings. Teague, perfect pass for McGovern. Fast outside for Zimmerman. Great dig from Onsen. Eason and Gooding battling over it, and Gunterman misfires on the funky out-of-system set. So the good defense from Onsen is all for naught there. Sierra Pitts, the senior leader on this team. She's a very, very good player. She's a huge part of what this Bearcats team is doing. She goes right after Hannah Onsen, handcuffs her a little bit, and Lily Eason keeps the ball off the ground, and then Onsen pounds it into the ceiling. So you can see early on, Lake Stevens' service strategy has been to go after Meredith Teague. Monroe is going after Hannah Onsen. Both of these teams very familiar with each other. Onsen, one-handed pass. Zimmerman, Onsen digs it again. Easton jumps up for Gunterman. Off the hands, Duong brings it back. Teague runs it down. This one's gonna stay in play. Zimmerman sends a free ball. Onsen, Easton, Gunterman right down the line, and Pitts can't come up with it. How about that defense on both sides? Emily Lubick, Hannah Onsen, Mina Duong putting on a performance here tonight. There's power in both of these teams. There's incredible defense in both of these teams. There's Melissa Stevens. Mina Duong pops that one up. Bump set for McGovern. Out of the back row, it's Teague. Wild dig from Onsen, picked up by Pitts. Outside from McGovern to Zimmerman, and she misses just long. Into the parent camera section back there. Melissa Stevens. Last time these two teams played, she was the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match for her contributions at the service line. She's looking to make some more of that happen tonight. There's an out-of-system set from Teague to Zimmerman, and that ball drops as Sam Zimmerman just gets up, hits that big high point of contact, and that angle's difficult to read. It drops in front of the defense. Zimmerman goes back to the service line. Teague to the front row. McGovern, the setter, will be your right side of the front row, and then Madison Pierce in the middle. Oh, and that's a service ace. Sam Zimmerman right into the seam between Lubbock and Onsen. Beautiful serve. Monroe's slightest of edge here early in set number 2, 5-4 for the Bearcats. There's Onsen. Out of system set from Lubick. Eason just pushes it over the top. Zimmerman and Duong collide, and Meredith Teague puts that ball on the floor. Stevens got her hands on it, but couldn't pop it up in the air. Meredith Teague gets the kill, and the Blonde Bombers of Monroe are firing on all cylinders in set number 2. Zimmerman, Teague, and Pitts. An honorary Blonde Bomber membership to Tatum McGovern, their setter. Lubick, run down, bump set from Stevens. Eason, left-handed roll shot over the top. Dump from McGovern, dug by Gunterman. Outside for Gunterman, and Gabby Gunterman puts that ball on the floor. That quick tempo set to the outside, the defense didn't really have time to adjust to that. Gunterman gets out, doesn't get a full transition, but gets up and pounds it down quickly. 5 serving 6, the senior Gunterman at the service line. Service ace as she goes right into the seam between Pitts and McGovern. So we're not seeing the defensive specialist Thompson here in the second set. Sierra Pitts staying in. So we see a shift to the serve receive. It's now Zimmerman, Duong, and Teague. We haven't seen Mompas either. Zimmerman staying in. Gunterman misfires on that one. Monroe gets the easy side out. Back to the service line comes Tiffany Kuntz, senior defensive specialist. She's been a serving specialist for the Bearcats down the stretch here of their season. Kuntz, good serve. Onsen spreads it wide to Eason. She sets back, gets there. Out of the back row, Gunterman misfires about 9.5 inches long. Well-calibrated, well-oiled announcing machine tonight. We got that one right at 9.5 inches. Here's Kuntz again. Onsen. Gunterman out of system set back for Onsen, and that's called for a double contact. Monroe rolling. Lake Stevens calling a timeout. We're going to take a timeout right here on STSPN.com.
VideoFide creates the ultimate outdoor protection system on batteries. The OMV is a totally wireless detector camera that can be installed anywhere without wires or power cables. When the motion sensor detects an intruder, the OMV sends video alerts of what caused the alarm to a central station for immediate review and dispatch. VideoFide delivers faster police response and protects remote assets by helping law enforcement catch the bad guy.
All right, and we're back. It is Tiffany Kuntz at the service line. The Monroe Bearcats down by a set, but trying to take control of set number 2 here. Melissa Stevens, Lily Eason, roll shot over the top, dug by Teague. Nice job running that down by Kuntz. Free ball sent by Teague. Gunterman, easy one for Stevens. Back, here's Eason. Beautiful job on the block by Teague, picked up by Lubick. Outside now for Onsen. Left-handed swat. What? Are you kidding me? The set was fast into the outside. She couldn't get her feet set quite in time, so she reaches out with that left hand, swats that tight angle cutty back along the net. Beautiful play from Hannah Onsen. That's why when you're a young player, you practice using both hands, dominant and non-dominant. Service ace for Emily Lubick. Speaking of dominant, beautiful serve right over the shoulder as Zimmerman just caught the end of that end line. Teague, Zimmerman, and Duong in your serve receive. Teague, out of system set from Duong, back row swing for Zimmerman, dug by Gunterman. Stevens, outside for Onsen, pounded off the block of Barber and out, and Sophia Barber had that play covered, but couldn't get the penetration, couldn't get the hand angle quite right, and her block goes out past the end line. Lubick will continue to serve. Senior libero for Lake Stevens. Quick in the middle, looking for Barber, dug by Onsen. Stevens outside for Onsen again. She pounds it off the outside hand to McGovern and down, and Lake Stevens reclaims the lead. Well-used timeout for Dawn Hansen and the Lake Stevens Vikings as they come out and score 4 consecutive points. Emily Lubick at the service line. Zimmerman. Perfect pass for Pitts. Quick outside for Teague, and she hammers that one into the tape. Pitts dug it up, but it was deemed not to have crossed over the net. That brings a timeout from Monroe head coach April Munoz. We're going to take a timeout here on STSPN.com.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back inside Marysville Pilchuck High School. Each team's used one timeout early on here. Emily Lubick at the service line for the Lake Stevens Vikings. They've scored 5 consecutive points. We see a substitution for Monroe. Sierra Pitts checks out. Megan Monpas, senior defensive specialist, checks in. Lubick goes right after her and gets the ace. Heads up play from Emily Lubick as she sees the change, decides to test the new face and gets an ace out of the deal. Lubick with a big service run here for the Vikings. Mompas up to the challenge this time. McGovern outside for Teague. Hammers down the line and misses. Just misses. Gosh, she made it look easy. She was way up, had a big arm swing, big stroke, and just got that angle a tiny, tiny bit wrong. Lubick again at Mompas. Great pass for McGovern. Quick in the middle for Barber. Onsen, oh my. Schrodel gets a touch on the block, uses her fist to punch the ball back up in the air, and it's called a lift. I have no idea what the official's looking at there. It's an automatic whistle from a lot of officials in the high school game, and it needs to stop. Bump set from Stevens, outside for Onsen. Her roll shot comes up short as she tries to go over the block into the hole. Didn't quite have the precision to do it, and McGovern now working to get her Bearcats right back on par with the Vikings. 11-13 here in set 2. And there's a service ace as that ball finds the floor. Tatum McGovern. She's got Teague, Barber, and Pitts in the front row. They want to push points here. Stevens, back set for Eason. Beautiful dig for Mina Duong. McGovern out of the back row, Zimmerman. Dig Gunterman. Stevens pushes this one up. Gunterman out of the back row. Dig Duong again. What a defensive play. Pitts, roll over the top. Dig Lubick. Run down by Gunterman. Oh my, that was never going to work. Double contact called. Well, he's going to signal a lift. Fair enough. Catch and throw, double contact. It just wasn't clean. 13 all now on the tough serving of McGovern. There's Lubick. Eason bumps, or Stevens bumps up for Eason. She puts it right through the uprights on Teague between the blocker's hands and gets the kill. Lake Stevens gets the side out. Lily Eason will go back to set and serve. Elise Gooding checks into the front row for Lake Stevens. Zimmerman, McGovern, Zimmerman out of the back row, off the hands of Schrodel. Dig Gunterman. Stevens up outside. Here's Hannah Onsen with the big swing from the outside. Big exclamation point on the end of that rally. Lily Eason continue to serve for the Vikings. Zimmerman, McGovern pushes it outside for Teague, and she pounds it off the block and kept in play. Free ball sent by Gunterman. Quick in the middle now for Barber, off the hands of Onsen. Dig Lubick. Eason backs up for Gooding. Down the line, she misses. It was the right idea to swing that ball down the line. Her angle was just off. Funky bounce as that ball got stuck between the two blockers like we were playing pinball there for a second. Came out clean. Meredith Teague at the service line. That is a brutal serve. Great pass from Gunterman. Gooding, swing over the top, Dig Duong. McGovern, Zimmerman, up over the top. Beautiful swing by Samantha Zimmerman. Nice high point of contact. She didn't have to crush it. There was a giant hole in the Lake Stevens defense. She just stroked the ball into it. What a play. Really intelligent work out of the sophomore outside hitter. We're tied at 15. Pass from Lubick. Eason out of the back row. Gunterman, and I think she was trying to hit the line judge. She almost got him. Little misfire. Monroe back in the lead. We've seen a back and forth affair, sort of a seesaw battle here in set number 2. Bearcats have their feet under him now. We've got ourselves one heck of a match on our hands. Teague continuing to serve. This time she catches the tape. It's a lift called. I don't know how he's calling a lift on that. I have no idea. It's a double contact, sure, but I thought it came off her fist. I don't understand the officiating one bit. Teague, Gooding, Eason, what a set from Lily Eason. Hannah Onsen misfires. That's a point for the Bearcats, and suddenly they're in command. Don Hansen calls a timeout for the Vikings. We're going to call a timeout here on STSPN.com.
That was beautiful. Basically, yeah, it's great.
Welcome back to Marysville Pilchuck High School. The Monroe Bearcats, 18-15, trying to grab set number 2. Senior outside hitter, blonde bomber Meredith Teague at the service line. Perfect pass from Gabby Gunterman. She hits out of the back row, just misses that corner. And the Bearcats keep rolling. Combination of Tatum McGovern and Meredith Teague from the service line have taken over this match for Monroe. Gunterman, overfeed, there's Zimmerman, and that one's called prolonged contact as the official determines that she contacted the ball, carried it, and threw it at the opposition, and that's a much needed, probably a lucky break side out for Lake Stevens there. Mina Duong, great pass for McGovern, quick outside for Zimmerman, dig by Onsen, running it down is Schrodel, overfeed dumped by Zimmerman. Onsen gets under it, but Gooding can't run it down, and Monroe gets the serve back. Tiffany Kuntz, maybe. Nope, Mina Duong coming to the service line. That means Madison Pierce comes into the front row to play middle. She's there alongside with Zimmerman and Pierce. The setter, McGovern, and Meredith Teague out in the back row with Duong. Lily Eason sets that one across. That ball was down. The line judge has absolutely no idea what happened. That ball was in. The line judge just trying to get out of the way. And not often do high school officials get to officiate a match that plays at this level with swings that happen this quickly. And I think these officials are taking a little catching up to what's going on here. Grace Schrodel with the serve for Lake Stevens. McGovern outside, Samantha Zimmerman. What a swing and what a set. And we talked about it a week ago in Monroe High School when the Bearcats were playing. When that set is at the fast tempo, when McGovern is getting that ball to her hitters while they're up in the air already, holy smokes, they are impossible to stop. Sierra Pitts, Hannah Onsen, perfect pass for Eason. There's Gabby Gunterman. She gets the touch off of the hands of Pierce, and a nice first ball side out for Lake Stevens. Couple substitutions coming. We've got Megan Monpas coming in to play defense for Sierra Pitts. Melissa Stevens will check in to serve and set for the Vikings. (18 serving 21). Lake Stevens won the first set. Nice set from McGovern. What a dig from Hannah Onsen. Stevens sets outside. Wall shot over the top. I thought Duong was under it, but she wasn't. The official says that was down. He had a really good angle on that one. Gabby Gunterman with the changeup. We've seen the fastball multiple times. That time we saw the changeup. This is where she becomes really dangerous. Great pass from Teague. Quick in the middle for Pierce off the tape, dug by Onsen. Gunterman brings the trouble set back for Eason, who just sends a free ball to Duong. Perfect pass from McGovern. Out of the back row, Teague, dug by Onsen, and illegal back row attack called. She must take off. No part of her foot may touch the 10-foot line, 3-meter line, depends on where you are in the world. Prior to takeoff, she may land on the other side of it, but she has to take off behind it. She did not in that case. There's the serve from Stevens. Duong keeps it up. Dig by Stevens there. And a sock puts up the trouble set. Gunterman sends a free ball, and it's out of play. Nice job by Mina Duong calling that one out, calling Monpas off of it. She had the better view. That's how you play. That's when you're a libero, you take control of that defense. That's your read, your call. You have to provide the leadership. Mina Duong does a fantastic job at that. Samantha Zimmerman at the service line for the Bearcats. She serves that one out of play. It's 21-22. Gabby Gunterman, the senior outside hitter for Lake Stevens. I do believe, and pardon me, Gabby, if I'm wrong, but I do believe she is on her way to Western Washington University to play. Oh, my. Oh, Meredith Teague, who I do believe is on her way to University of Idaho to play, but I'm not 100% sure on that one either. That fast tempo set from Tatum McGovern to Meredith Teague could be to Sam Zimmerman. Either way, it is impossible to defend. What a play. Tiffany Kuntz serves for the Bearcats. Lubick, Stevens, tip from Eason. She tips it right into the antenna, and that is a point for the Monroe Bearcats. It was the right call. The Lake Stevens fans don't like it, but she tipped it right into the antenna. Set point here in set number 2 for Monroe. Kuntz, Lubick, out of system set from Onsen, back row for Gunterman, rolls it over the top and finds the corner. And how about making lemonade out of a lemon there? Gabby Gunterman with a funky back row swing at a really bizarre angle, puts that ball down in the back corner with a little roll shot action over the top. Beautiful play. Megan Monpas, and it's a service ace. And that's Emily Lubick back at the service line again. She's been good. She's been more than good at the service line. She's been a game changer back there. Lubick again, she goes after Monpas. McGovern fast outside for Meredith Teague, and set number 2 is in the books. 25-23 in favor of the Bearcats. We're going to set number 3. Come on back, y'all. We've got more coming up. We're on STSPN.com. The District 1A, District 1 4A matchup. Good grief. And I want to be a professional at this. Go figure. District 1 4A championship match is brought to you by UprisingVolleyball.com. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Everybody hang in there.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back inside Marysville Pilchuck High School, where we are here for the WIAA District 1 4A Championship match. This is going to be decided by the slimmest of margins. Lake Stevens 25-22 in set 1. The Monroe Bearcats 25-23 in set 2. Lily Eason at the service line for the Vikings, about to get us started here in set number 3. I'm Matty Bishop alongside producer Todd Elvick. This match is brought to you by UprisingVolleyball.com. Tatum McGovern, fast set outside for Meredith Teague, and that one finds the end line. And that fast tempo set is the lifeblood of these Bearcats. You would think with the big, strong hitters, you just throw the ball up in the air and let them go hit it. But this Bearcats team runs fast and furious. And McGovern has done a great job of keeping up with that overpass there. And they judged that Pierce came over the net and interfered with Eason's ability to play the ball. That's a tough call, because if the ball breaks the plane of the net, then Eason is guilty of a back row attack or back row block. Hannah Onson with the service ace there. If the ball does not break the plane of the net and the defender from Monroe touches it, they are guilty for obstructing the setter's ability to play the ball. That was the call. Lake Stevens 2, Monroe 1. Hannah Onson at the service line again. She goes right after McGovern, or Zimmerman. McGovern does a nice job of keeping that ball in play. Onson with the dig, double contact from Eason as that ball came out funky monkey. And the Bearcats get a side out of that one. Sierra Pitts will come to the service line for Monroe. She serves right at Schrodel, who, as a middle, doesn't usually want to pass that ball. I don't think she could get out of the way. Pitts digs that one for McGovern. The piggyback out of the back row from Zimmerman. Dug by Onson. Eason outside. Gunderman hammers it off the tape. And in a weird turn of events, that ball falls and finds the floor. Everyone's looking at the power. It popped straight off the tape and almost straight up in the air, dropped right behind the blocker. Nobody was quite sure what happened. It's a kill for Gabby Gunderman. Grace Schrodel, the sophomore middle, back to the service line for Lake Stevens. Mina Duong to McGovern. Quick outside, and Meredith Teague. Again, fast tempo to the big blonde hitters, and Monroe is happy. It's all it takes. I don't see Lake Stevens suddenly finding a counter for that. It happens so fast, it's so difficult to read. Teague is back to serve. Zimmerman to the front row now. Thompson and Duong, defensive specialist and libero in that order. Meredith Teague with the service ace. It's a high risk, high reward serve she has. When she hits it, it's very, very difficult to dig. When she doesn't, it's usually a point for the other team. Lubick, overfeed, put down by Zimmerman. Easy one for her. And Monroe eking out an early lead here, early in set number 3. We're tied at 1 set apiece. Onson. Eason, outside for Gunterman, off the hands of McGovern and out. And that is a point for the Vikings. Melissa Stevens checks in for Elise Gooding. She will serve and set for the Vikings. The lefty Eason will hit right side in the front row. Gunterman and Anna Sock, the sophomore, are your hitters for the Vikings. Alexa Thompson, McGovern, quick. Then that was double contact all over the place. Good consistent calls on the doubles here from the officials. They set a pretty high bar early and have held it. That's good. It's what you want to do as a ref. Stevens again. This time she goes after Teague. Thompson bumps it out of system for Zimmerman. Dug by Onson. Stevens runs it down, goes into the middle of the court. Sock sends a free ball. Duong has to dig that one up. Thompson, funky out of system set, roll shot over the top from Teague, dug by Onson. Stevens, here's Eason. Oh, Zimmerman just swatted it back at her. Out of system set for Gunterman, and she pushes it down the line and scores. Zimmerman, I think she thought she had an easy point as she just swatted that ball back. It was picked up, out of system set from Onson to Gunterman, who just pushes it into the hole in the Monroe defense. and suddenly Lake Stevens is ahead. Here's McGovern outside for Zimmerman. Dig by Lubick. What a great play from the libero. Back row set, or back row swing for Hannah Onsen. She misfires on that one. And the Bearcats get the side out. Tiffany Coots, senior defensive specialist, in to serve for Monroe. Onsen, out of system set from Lubick. Free down, double contact, great call. As Eason tries to push that ball over, that's got to come out clean if you're going to do it that way. It does not. That's a point for the Bearcats. Kuntz will serve again. Again after Onsen. That one rolls off a sock, rolls up the arm of Gunterman, and as many lifts we've seen called on the open fist, neither one of those, or the closed fist, neither one of those got called. Shift in the serve receive now. Onsen push back. Eason's going to pass. Eason, Lubick, and Gunterman. Kuntz goes after Lubick. I'd have gone after the setter, Eason. Odds are she doesn't get many reps. Gunterman gets the kill. Kind of a flat swing, gets a touch off the defender, and that'll bring the senior Gunterman back to serve. Zimmerman and Barber are the hitters in the front row. Teague will pass that ball out of the back row. Barber dug by Gunterman. Nice dig. Good bump set from Zimmerman. Swing by Onsen, and Teague can't handle it. As that one was coming in hot, Meredith Teague got a hand on it but couldn't control it. They are finally underway on the other side on the loser-out match between Jackson and Kamiak. Jackson 1, Kamiak 0, Jackson and Glacier Peak. Jackson up 1-0. Stevens with an out-of-system set, bump set for Gunterman, and she just missed that one, not by much. She was going for that deep corner. It came up a little too rich on the sideline side and was out of play. Tatum McGovern back to serve. Sierra Pitts into the front row. She'll take the place of Mompas. Hit on the right side. Zimmerman and Barber are your hitters for the Bearcats. Quick into the middle for the seam on the 31. Stevens to Onsen, and Onsen goes with the off-speed pitch, tips it over the top into the hole. Point Vikings. Did you expect this to go really big one way or the other? Because I kind of thought it was going to be a close match tonight. McGovern, right side, Zimmerman off the block of Onsen and out, and Sam Zimmerman gets the kill. Onsen just couldn't get her hands directed into the court that time. Angle took that ball just out of play. Here's Sam Zimmerman to serve for Monroe. She gets a tape shot right on Schrodel. Great pass from Grace Schrodel for Stevens. Stuck in the hands of Pitts. Gunterman gets a touch on it, but Sierra Pitts was there. Won't get credit for the stuff block, but does get credit for making that play happen for the Bearcats. Sam Zimmerman will continue to serve. Gunterman, perfect pass for Stevens. Here's Eason who hammers that one through the block. Nice job from Stevens mixing that one up, pushing it to her big hammer on the right side. That middle blocker has to hold. They can't commit until they know for sure where the ball's going. That gives Lily Eason a seam, and she puts that ball on the floor. Now she'll serve for the Vikings. She goes after Zimmerman. McGovern outside for Teague, and Meredith Teague. High point of contact and a sharp angle are too much for Gabby Gunterman to get under. The Bearcats continuing to hold a lead. Mina Duong, senior libero for Monroe, at the service line. She goes after Onsen. This ball's popped up. Eason brings it back. Teague, what's the call there? A lift call on a chicken wing play that bounced off her elbow. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. That should never be called. I'm sorry, officials, if you're watching this, but there's no way, shape, or form that was a lift. Timeout for the Vikings. Timeout here on STSPN.com. Welcome back inside Marysville Pilchuck High School. Monroe Bearcats with Mina Duong at the service line and a 3-point lead here in set number 3. We're even at 1 set apiece between Lake Stevens and Monroe. We got ourselves a bit of a battle. Lake Stevens has used their first timeout. They'll look to right the ship here as Monroe has squeezed away a few points. There's Hannah Onsen with the pass for Eason. Out of the back row, Gabby Gunterman. Mina Duong almost had the dig. I do believe that ball got a slight piece of the block. Duong trying to reel it back in, but can't get it up in the air enough. And Lake Stevens gets the side out. Hannah Onsen will serve for the Vikings. Meredith Teague. McGovern, beautiful set for Teague. Great dig for Lubick. Fast outside for Gunterman, and McGovern can't handle it. And she hit it not as hard as she could. She put it a little off speed over the block and caught McGovern kind of surprised. She had to get her hands up to save the pretty there. Otherwise, she was going to pass that one with her nose, I think. Onsen goes after Teague. Beautiful pass from Meredith Teague. The piggyback for Zimmerman. Dig again by Lubick. Set outside from Eason, and Gunterman hammers it through the seam in the block. And what a dig from Emily Lubick. Nice offensive play from Monroe as Zimmerman coming in hot right behind Pierce. Gets that set, but Emily Lubick saw it coming all the way. We're tied up again here. Zimmerman, out of system set for Duong. Great hands. Again, that piggyback. Again, dug by Onsen. Eason, outside for Gunterman, and she hammers it off the hands of Pierce. And out of play for the point for Lake Stevens. Onsen. Teague, outside for Teague, and that one gets down. Eason knows she got caught on that one. She was on her heels a little bit, didn't have an opportunity to react. That's all Teague needed was a little sliver to put that ball down into space. Nice swing there. Lubick, Eason, Gunterman. Oh, that's how you side out. Good grief. The Lake Stevens girls excited about that swing, and with good reason. That was beautiful. Grace Schrodel back to the service line for the Vikings. Zimmerman. McGovern brings it back. Free ball from Thompson. Gunterman, oh, she wants it back. But it's going to be Gooding who gets it. Dig by Duong, nice play. McGovern outside for Teague off the hands of Duong, kept alive by Zimmerman. Free ball sent by McGovern. Picked up by Onsen. Eason outside fast tempo for Gunterman. She slows it down and drops it in the hole. Smart play from the senior Gunterman as things got a little funky there. She had to improvise. That ball comes out clean, gets to the hole in the floor, and it's a point Vikings. Grace Schrodel at the service line. Duong. McGovern in quick in the middle and no touch. Gunterman had it read. Pierce was going to get stuffed. She hit it into the tape. Lake Stevens takes the lead. Monroe takes a timeout. It's 9-8 on the other side. Glacier Peak ahead of Jackson in the first set of their loser-out match. We'll be right back on STSPN.com.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And just like that, we are back. Hurry back from the fridge. You're about to miss some volleyball. Grace Schrodel at the service line for the Vikings. They're on a little run. Mina Duong. Great pass for Tatum McGovern. Outside for Meredith Teague. She gets it off the inside hand of Anna Sock. And the defense can't recover to the quick direction change as the ball comes through the block. That's a point for the Bearcats. Another kill for the senior outside hitter, Meredith Teague. And she goes back to the service line. That serve is a weapon. Onsen picks it up about 14 feet out. Gunterman gets a swing. What a dig from Alexa Thompson. Zimmerman out off the hands of Sock. Gooding picks it up. Pierce hammers it into the tape, and Madison Pierce wishes she had that one back. Alexa Thompson made one heck of a play in the back row there for the Bearcats to keep that play alive, but Lake Stevens gets the point. Melissa Stevens comes in to serve for the Vikings. She goes at Thompson. Duong out of system set. Roll shot over the top from Teague, dug by Stevens. Eason, quick one. Hannah Sock, dug by Duong on the other side, and McGovern tried to be tricky, and it didn't work as she scores the points for Lake Stevens, and that's not what she was intending to do there. Melissa Stevens at the service line. She goes after Teague, and Thompson brings it back. Mina Duong jumps over the jumps and swings, and if it wasn't out, it was an illegal back row attack. Either way, that was not going to end up as a point for the Bearcats, as the libero cannot attack the ball over the height of the net. Mina jumped up and took a full swing at that one. Samantha Zimmerman gets a swing on that one. Again, that fast tempo set from McGovern to Zimmerman. And Tiffany Kuntz will come in to serve for the Bearcats. They've got some work to do here in set number 3. We're tied at 1 set apiece. The senior Kuntz at the service line for the Bearcats. Hannah Onsen, perfect pass for Stevens. Lily Eason, the lefty, turns it around off the hands of Barber and out of play for the kill. That's a difficult swing for a left-handed hitter on that left side. Eason comes around, steps around that ball a little bit and just hammers it off the block. Beautiful play. Teague, overfeed into the net. McGovern can't dig it out, and Lake Stevens in command here in crunch time, set number 3. April Munoz wants a timeout to talk to her Bearcats. We're going to take a timeout right here on STSPN.com. Hitter for the Lake Stevens Vikings. They came up just short of going to state her junior year. She doesn't want that to happen again her senior year. She serves Meredith Teague. McGovern fast through the block from Zimmerman, dug by Lubick, outside from Stevens. Onsen hammers that one off the tape, and it's a point for the Bearcats. Great dig by Lubick. That fast-paced ball, that fast-paced set got outside to Zimmerman. She hits it through the block. The block took just enough off of it that Lubick could pop it up. But Lake Stevens misfires. McGovern will serve for the Bearcats, and what a serve! Tatum McGovern with the service ace. McGovern again. Onsen, beautiful pass from Stevens. Well, the little dump was going to work till it rolled along the tape. Now here comes Zimmerman, Dick Gunterman. Stevens outside for Onsen, who hammers it through, and Mia Duong can't contain it. Hannah Onsen drops the hammer, and Lake Stevens with Emily Lubick, who's been very good at the service line today, at the service line, has to feel really good about their chances here in set number 3. Duong. McGovern runs it down, back set for Zimmerman, flips it over the top. Lubick gets under it, bump set from Stevens. Onsen again, rolls it down the line, dig McGovern. Out of system set from Duong, back row attack from Teague, and she reaches high, hits it just a little too hard and out. Set point for the Vikings here in set number 3. They're looking to go up 2-1. Remember, the winner of this one goes to state. Loser of this one has one more chance on Saturday. It's another service ace from Emily Lubick, and it's Vikings 2, Bearcats 1 on this WIA District 1 4A championship match, brought to you by UprisingVolleyball.com. I'm Matty Bishop along with Todd Elvig. This is STSPN.com. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Hey, hurry to the fridge. Bring me back a sandwich, please. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back to Marysville Pilchuck High School. Meredith Teague at the service line for the Monroe Bearcats. They trail 2-1 to the Lake Stevens Vikings in this District 1 WIAA 4A championship match. I haven't found a good way to say that yet. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. Hannah Onsen serves for the Vikings. Mina Duong back set for Sierra Pitts coming from McGovern. Pitts misfires. Lake Stevens looking to put this one away here. They've got the opportunity with the 2-1 lead. Monroe looking once again to force a set number 5 against the Vikings. Samantha Zimmerman, McGovern, back outside for Zimmerman down the line. Eason can't contain it, and Samantha Zimmerman gets the big kill for the Bearcats. Mina Duong to the service line. Today's broadcast brought to you by UprisingVolleyball.com. Check out our new indoor sand and hard court facility in Mukilteo. UprisingVolleyball.com. Lily Eason, quick set outside, and Gabby Gunterman just destroys that ball. So we've talked a lot about the fast tempo setting of Monroe and how it's key with those two big hitters. Holy smokes, when the Lake Stevens setters get that ball at tempo outside to Gabby Gunterman, she is lethal. Grace Schrodel serves for the Vikings. McGovern outside for Zimmerman, goes down the line at Eason again, and again Eason down on her knees, not coming up with that. She'll be looking to find a little bit better defensive positioning, get her platform to that ball, be set and mobile so she can make that read and move. Sierra Pitts will serve for the Bearcats. Gunterman, Eason, back set, coming all the way across for Elise Gooding. What a dig from Mina Duong. Outside Zimmerman off McGovern, and Samantha Zimmerman, big here early in set number 4, gets another kill for the Bearcats. Pitts will serve again, and that one was all made possible by the diving dig from Mina Duong. Pitts fires that one long. Vikings get an easy side out there and will retain the lead. Melissa Stevens comes in to serve for Lake Stevens. Taking a peek over at the other side, still set number 1 in the loser-out match between Jackson and Glacier Peak. They're tied at 19. Melissa Stevens serving for the Vikings right now. Meredith Teague shanks that one. Zimmerman brings it back. Duong sends a free ball. There's Emily Lubick. Stevens outside for Gunterman. Roll over the top. Another big dig. And oh my. Lift called against Anna Stock. And the official, I'm sorry, this up ref is poor. This up ref is very poor. She touched that ball, yes. She did not lift it. She did not catch and throw it. We've seen some very questionable ball handling calls here tonight, and it's unfortunate that teams of this caliber aren't treated to officiating at this caliber. Sam Zimmerman will serve for the Bearcats. Lubick, Stevens, Gunterman pounds that one off the hands of Teague and then off the antenna, point for the Vikings. Gabby Gunterman will serve now for Lake Stevens. Zimmerman. McGovern, that one's blocked by Anna Sock. Right back at you. Here comes Teague again. That one got the tape, didn't appear to get the block, but they're going to give it to her, and that one doesn't make it over at all. Finally, a point for the Vikings. Gabby Gunterman continues to serve for Lake Stevens. That's Alexa Thompson. Good pass for McGovern. Outside Meredith Teague, and that time it was Lily Eason with the solo block on Teague. The set drifted the hitter outside of the pin. She didn't really have anywhere to go with it, and Eason did a nice job of getting her hands up, penetrating across the net, and really trapping the hitter, keeping those hands facing into the court so she wasn't tooled for an easy point out of play. Bump set from McGovern. Swing. Nice job by Duong keeping that below the height of the net. Eason down the line. Dig by Zimmerman. Out of system set for Duong is a good one. Roll shot over the top from Teague. Dug by Onsen. Stevens back outside for Onsen. She misfires. Point Bearcats. Tiffany Kuntz in to serve for the Bearcats. She lets out, and Lubick lets it go, and it goes just a touch long. Lake Stevens, early lead here. Emily Lubick, she's been very good from the service line tonight for the Vikings. Sam Zimmerman, perfect pass. Meredith Teague, it's Grace Schrodel who gets her hands up on that. Barber picks that ball up, sends it over, out of system set, and Gabby Gunterman puts that ball on the floor. Lake Stevens scrambling all over the place. Well, if you got to find someone to hit an out-of-system ball, Gabby Gunterman's a pretty good option. Wasn't perfect, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Service ace from Lubick as she goes to the seam between Zimmerman and Thompson, and that's a timeout for the Bearcats. Lake Stevens in command here in set number 4. We'll be right back on STSPN.com. Welcome back. Lake Stevens senior libero Emily Lubick at the service line. She has been a force back there tonight. Lake Stevens with a 2-1 lead and a 5-point lead here early in set 3. Lubick goes deep corner and misses. She came out of the timeout super aggressive. Didn't miss by much. We'll call it 8 1/4 inches. Well-calibrated announcing machine tonight. Got that one down to the 1/4 inch. Here's Tatum McGovern. Sophomore setter for Monroe. Her serve, Hannah Onsen. Out of system set, Grace Schrodel. Swing from Gunterman, dug by Zimmerman. Right side, Sierra Pitts, and she hits that just over the top and long. Lake Stevens gets out of jail free there as they were in a little bit of trouble. The Bearcats couldn't make them pay. Elise Gooding checks back into the front row for the Vikings. Lily Eason will serve and set. Mina Duong, good pass for McGovern. Fast tempo set for Meredith Teague. So easy when they do it like that. We say so easy, but that's incredibly complicated. The timing there is very, very difficult. And Tatum McGovern has developed so much as a setter in this past year. It's been very, very impressive to watch. Eason back set for Onsen, who just hammers that one through. What a dig by Duong. Teague keeps it alive. Free ball sent by Zimmerman. Lubick, Eason, quick in the middle for Schrodel. She punches it over the top. McGovern can't come up with it. And that one's down. Point Vikings. Taking a quick look on the other side, it looks like it was Jackson who eked out a 25-23 win in the first set of their loser-out match against Glacier Peak. Serve coming there from Hannah Onsen. Oh, the big block from Grace Schrodel, who is not a big middle, but man, she is springy. We watched Millie Doffelmeyer in the Jackson match just a few minutes ago. Grace Schrodel reminds me a lot of her. Grace, just a sophomore, gets a big block against Sam Zimmerman there. Mina Duong. McGovern bump set for Zimmerman. Left-handed tip over the top, dug by Eason. Out of system set from Onsen. Roll shot over the top. Pitts blocks Gunterman's effort. Back row set from Lubbock to Onsen. Dug by McGovern. Out of system set from the libero Duong. Off the hands of Schrodel. Dig Lubick. Eason pushes it outside. Quick roll shot over the top from Gunterman. Dug by McGovern. Out of system set again from Duong. Roll over the top. There's Lubick. Eason runs this one down. Jump pivot. Outside for Gunterman, who pounds it off the hands of Barber. And Lake Stevens keeps the roll going. What a rally from both sides there. Onsen back at the service line. Gets that seam between Duong and Teague. Out of system set for Zimmerman. Dig Onsen. Eason back set for Gooding. Swing cross court. Doug McGovern. Out of system set Duong. Right side Pitts. Pitts rolls over the top. Dig Onsen. Eason jump set outside. Gunterman in trouble. Tough angle. Dig Zimmerman. McGovern. Pitts. Big swing. Big dig. Onsen running it down. Sliding head first into the trash can. Hannah Onsen, I've seen her break water spigots with her head, making plays in practice. That kid has one gear and it's go. Great play there for the Bearcats. Nice job from Sierra Pitts to get the point out of that one. Here's Mina Duong at the service line for the Bearcats. Tough serve, brought back into play by Schrodel. Popped up over the top. Free ball for Duong. McGovern outside for Zimmerman. He hammers it off the tape. Eason with the dig. Lubick out of system set for Gunterman. Pounds it out off the block of Pierce and Pitts and gets the point. And Gabby Gunterman has scored just about every way a hitter can score tonight. To be fair, we haven't seen as much of the off-speed stuff as we've seen in the past. It's been more power hitting, but she's done a better job of tooling the block tonight than she did in the match at Monroe, where it was more of an off-speed dominant performance for her. Speaking of dominant performance, that's Samantha Zimmerman going right down the line at Eason, and what a swing. Eason tried to dig it. I don't think she knew much about it. It was just coming at her hot and fast. Point Bearcat, Sam Zimmerman with the big kill. Sierra Pitts will serve. Hannah Onsen. Eason outside for Gunterman, who pounds that one down the line, and Pitts knew that she didn't make the drop step. It all happened kind of fast. She didn't get defensive positioning, and that left Gunterman with a big hole down that line to just hammer that ball down. To be fair, not even sure if she had the defensive positioning that was going to work. Melissa Stevens in to serve and set for the Vikings. Mina Duong, perfect pass for McGovern, outside for Zimmerman, and that's stuff blocked by Lily Eason again. She sends that ball right back down the line. Stevens will stay at the service line for the Vikings, looking to book a trip to state. First one that I can remember. I've been around this Lake Stevens team for about 5 years now. I don't recall them going to state. McGovern set for Teague out of the back row, dig by Onsen. Stevens outside Gunterman, roll over the top. Duong with a nice dig. McGovern runs it down, bumps it outside for Zimmerman, and a sock! Gets up and solo blocks again from the outside. That's 2 in a row for the Vikings. Eason and Sock making big plays, and that's a big timeout for Monroe. Lake Stevens in command in set number 4, looking to book their trip to state. Come back in about 30 seconds here on STSPN.com to see if it happens.
That was beautiful. Basically, yeah, it's great.
Welcome back. Melissa Stevens at the service line for the Lake Stevens Vikings. They've got a commanding lead here in set number 4. Monroe needs to find something that works quick if they're going to keep their chances of booking a trip to State Alive tonight. Anna Sock with the big tip kill in the middle on the over dig from Meredith Teague, caused by the big swing of Gunterman out of the back row, and Lake Stevens is rolling. Monroe not sure if they can figure out what to do here to counter this. McGovern into the seam for Zimmerman. Onsen somehow gets under that ball. Outside to Gunterman. Off the block. Duon can't handle. And Gunterman with yet another kill. But Hannah Onsen falling sideways. I think her knee was behind her ponytail. Her left arm stuck straight out to the side. That ball popped up in the air somehow. Stevens goes after Alexa Thompson. Good pass for McGovern. Quick down the line. Nice dig from Stevens. Out of system set from Onsen. Could have seen a double called there, but we didn't. And the swing down the line, Duon can't handle. And the hill is steep for the Bearcats right now. Melissa Stevens continuing for the Vikings at the service line. Mina Duong outside for Zimmerman. Dig by Onsen again. Gunterman runs it down. Lubick tries to keep it alive. That ball had to go a long way and just couldn't find its way there. Here we go, Monroe with the serve. Zimmerman at the service line. She's been pretty good tonight. Just need to play 1 point at a time, Bearcats. Rattle off one at a time. Do your job right now. Whoa, somehow Anna Sock keeps that play alive. Meredith Teague with the pass on this side. Zimmerman out of the back row. Onsen with an over dig. Pierce swings. Lubick touches but can't control. And Madison Pierce gets the kill. Not exactly how head coach April Munoz drew it up, but it'll work. Zimmerman, Onsen, overfeed, pass Zimmerman. McGovern, outside, dig Lubick off the hit from Teague. Onsen out of system set for Gunterman, dig Zimmerman. It's up, nice bump set from McGovern. Roll shot over the top from Teague, dug by Lubick. Stevens, back set for Eason, dug by Thompson. Coming fast to the outside for Teague and just a little too low. Little too low, little too fast. Meredith Teague couldn't get her feet under it. Gunterman, Thompson, McGovern, Meredith Teague puts that one down right in front of Lubick. And a big swing from the senior from Monroe. Again, all is not lost for the loser of this match. They get another chance on Saturday to book their trip to state. Don Hansen wants to take a quick timeout here for the Vikings just to make sure they're grouped 22-12. They want to make sure they got everything together, put this one, and don't give these Bearcats an inch of room. They will take a mile. They're a very strong, very tough team. We're going to stay right here with you just for fun. Tonight's match on STSPN.com brought to you by UprisingVolleyball.com. We got a brand new facility in Mukilteo. One hard court, one sand court. Come play in the sand. Play some beach volleyball with us year-round in Snohomish County. We know who you are. You've been asking for this. Come out and play. Tiffany Kuntz at the service line for the Bearcats. Emily Lubick and a service ace for the senior Tiffany Kuntz. Can't leave that door open. These Bearcats are a talented, ferocious team. Set from Stevens for Onsen, dig from Thompson. Outside McGovern for Teague, dig by Gunterman, run down by Stevens. Back up into the middle, free ball from Sock, deep corner, Thompson. McGovern, quick for Barber. Stevens can't come up with it, Gunterman can't run it down, and that's another point for the Bearcats with the senior, Tiffany Kuntz at the service line. Lubick, Stevens, back set for Eason. Roll shot over the top, Zimmerman picks it up. Over dig, Lubick. Eason, this time for Onsen, pounds it off the block of McGovern. And out of play. And that's a point for the Vikings. Emily Lubick back to the service line for Lake Stevens. Thompson, McGovern, Teague hammers it down, dig by Lubick. Gunterman, little push over by Onsen. Teague can't pick it up, and it is match point. Lake Stevens with match point, ready to go to state. Senior libero Emily Lubick at the service line. She's aggressive. She goes right at Thompson. McGovern outside for Teague, and Meredith Teague says not quite yet. No room for error for these Bearcats now. Tatum McGovern at the service line. Gunterman, Stevens, Eason misfires. McGovern will serve again. Looking at a picture of resiliency right now. When all feels lost, can you step up? Can you battle? Can you battle this point? Can you do your job? Hannah Onsen pounds it down, and Lake Stevens is going to state. They've defeated the Monroe Bearcats here. Set number 4 was 25-16. The Lake Stevens Vikings are going to state. The Bearcats have one more shot at it on Saturday against the winner of the Glacier Peak Jackson match to book their ticket as well. The Vikings will get the weekend off and get ready to travel to the state championship next week. We'll be right back here on STSPN.com with your Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match. Welcome back to Marysville-Pilchuck High School. We're here with our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match, libero for the District 1 champions and state-bound Lake Stevens Vikings, Miss Emily Lubick. Emily, you were huge tonight on defense and even bigger from the service line. But talk to us a little bit about how much this means to this team.
It means so much. You know, us seniors have been working since our freshman year to try and get to this, and just to have it be my senior year is so special.
When you started this year, obviously the goal was state, right? Now you've accomplished that. How does this team focus and go in, and what are you setting for new goals as you're going to the state championship?
Obviously to win, I think that, you know, as practice is coming, we're just going to keep working and working and then hopefully place.
Emily, fantastic job. Great job tonight. Emily Lubick is our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Match. Hey, show off that cool shirt, man. We got special ones for volleyball. There we go. Sponsors dig that. Right on, Emily. Congratulations. Thank you, fans at STSPN.com. I'm Maddie Bishop. On behalf of our producer, Todd Elvig, thank you for a great season of Wesco volleyball this year. We'll look forward to being back next year. Thank you to all the sponsors, and we'll see you again soon, everyone. Thanks for watching STSPN.com.